Hello! Not sure if anyone's here yet, but we're here, and we're ready for another edition of Playing with Power. I just actually tonight posted and made last episode live because I was so ashamed and embarrassed about the constant freezing of my elf, and I was kidding.
I knew that's why you never posted the episode.
I was so ashamed. With the
Disney. You were just like, oh, I don't want anybody to see this.
I watched it and it was actually kind of hilarious, kind of funny, you know.
And my wife was laughing, and so. I mean,
did you rewatch it?
No, I haven't. I just want to wipe it from existence for a moment.
Anyway. I better save it to my computer then.
Yeah, you better, because you don't. Right. Never mind. We could go into stories about podcasts. And
my favorite part about that was you were telling us we were freezing.
Yeah. You were though. You were freezing for me. Just saying. But yeah. So tonight I'm here. I'm Chris. I'm Weekend Game Guy. I happen to be writing a review for an arcade game. No big deal. Actually broke a sweater out for something. I'm not going to talk about it very much, but I'm just going to say it happened. And yeah, so with me is Mike. Michael be the game Michael be the game genie. I've already ruined the podcast.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
I'm fine.
And of course, we have Mr. Dude 206, Mr. Tim McGraw. How are you doing tonight?
What's going on, everybody out there? And stuff.
In case you don't know, apparently Stu is a dead ringer for Tim McGraw.
I am.
You know, I see it. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I do.
I think it's the epidermis.
Yeah, his epidermis. His epidermis is showing.
Yes.
Epididymis. That's a different part. Anyway, so we've got a bunch of kick-ass topics to talk about, including Kickstarter. So I think that's probably the topic on everyone's tongue right now is the Igavania game that literally got launched 2 days ago, and within 4 hours or something, it was completely funded all the way up through all of the stretch goals they had posted at the time, and now they're adding stretch goals to it. I'll save my opinion for last. So, gents, what do you think? What do you think of this new? What is it called? I cannot even think of it.
It's called like Bloodstain Ritual of the Damned or something like that.
So, what do you think? I know, Mike, you've got some opinions about some of their choices and consoles that they're releasing it on and/or not releasing it on.
Oh yeah, well, that gets into one of our viewer questions actually.
Yeah,
what do you guys think of? Because the plan originally was it wasn't going to be released on the Wii U. I don't know exactly. I know it's PS4, Xbox One, and maybe like some kind of ridiculous contraption like Steam or something like that.
Something weird.
But no release for the Wii U, and it only came up after the fact that it was a further stretch goal that if they hit $3 million in the Kickstarter, they'd do a Wii U version as well.
Well, what did they make? They made like what, 3 million?
They're like at 2 now. I think they're like 1.9 last time I checked. So they're steadily getting money. I mean, and you know they've already got some out of my pocket, but
did they?
Yeah, yeah.
They hit their initial goal. I think wasn't it in 40 minutes?
Yeah, it was like no time.
That's crazy.
And that's the exact same as Ukulele, which is the spiritual successor to Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
40 minutes to reach goal.
Yeah, and you look at like Mighty Number 9's another example of just hand over fist money, boom, boom, you know.
Oh shit.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what they were saying as the money was just flowing in. But yeah, I mean,
Well, that's got to be promising for developers, you know, with IPs that are no longer available for those larger companies, that they can still do stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, the spiritual successor thing is a crafty way to get around with copyright and licensing and stuff like that, because it's a Castlevania game. I'll be frank, it's a Castlevania game. It's just called something a little different, but it's going to feel like one. It's going to look basically like one. It will sound like one. You know, my dad says if it looks like a duck, quack like a duck. It's probably a duck.
I think the playable character is Simone Belmont,
Yeah. No, that was a different film. That was a film.
That was
There may
a
be
skin
POV
flick.
thumbnails on the Facebook fan page. But
So
yeah,
they mentioned that the the more money they got, the more things they would do with the game, and they would eventually port it to other consoles that aren't getting it. But I also read or seen the video that they mentioned that there's going to be multiplayer as well.
that's already in there. There's a two-player co-op mode or something like that they've added
Yeah.
as a stretch goal. I see Mike shaking his head. Is there a reason, Mike?
Chris,
He doesn't want.
you looked at the multiplayer Castlevania like Metroidvania game they made. It's
Yeah.
terrible. I don't want to see that. Stick with what you know. I mean, this is supposed to be the core gameplay element we're used to.
Yeah. Well, I like the art style definitely.
Yeah.
It really reminds me of the whole the DS versions. I forgot what those were called.
Yeah.
Circle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance, and Area of Sorrow.
Yeah. It looks good. Like they've taken kind of the I always think of like Blaze Blue and those the sprites they use on those games, and it's just oh yeah, very very cool. It looks really good. It looks, but I mean, of course, we haven't seen anything except for concept art. So I mean, we know, but we know if it's, I mean, at least it's supposed to remotely be like Symphony of the Night. I mean, my God, the thing is what called like Ritual of the Night. You know, you know, if it's anything like Symphony of the Night, I'm gonna be stoked. Because the funny thing is because like one of the last episodes I was talking about how much I wanted another game like that, you know.
You make me so mad because I've told you 3 times there's 3 amazing Castlevania titles just like that, if not better, on the Game Boy Advance, and
I know.
you don't answer me. You're just like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I hope they make another Symphony of the Night. There's 6 other Symphony of the Nights.
No. But yeah, the multiplayer mode, it depends on how they execute it. If they do multiplayer shared screen, I'm not for it. If they do multiplayer like somehow, I guess, over like PS Network or whatever multiplayer mode, that I can deal with if you're your own screen, or just kind of going through the castle together.
You know what I think would be cool is if they did some kind of like time trial through maybe one of the stages, then they have the other person that's playing you go like a shadow like you do in Mario Kart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
You know, a ghost or something, then that would be pretty cool too. Or maybe 2-player simultaneous going through.
I liked what Chris said. I think it'd be cool if you had different avatars for your character instead of one set character, and you just run across other avatars as you're exploring the castle.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
That's fine.
Everybody have their own screen, but you run across other people, like in Destiny.
Yeah. But that shrunken screen business, that was for the birds. It was so I even like I zoomed in, like I was playing on 1-player mode. I tried the demo out because I thought, oh, let's check it out. So I tried the demo out and I zoomed in. The only 1-player mode is available on the demo, at least the demo I played. So I zoomed all the way in on the character and it was still like this big, like this tiny, and I could barely see. And they of course have little tiny like Medusa head enemies going, and I couldn't even see them, you know. So it was just too much. Like my eyes can't do that anymore, you know. But
do what?
See. So, yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. I've already dropped my 28 on it.
What?
So, yeah.
Good job, man. Good job.
I've always like talked junk about Kickstarter, and then they, of course, it had to be like my favorite franchise had to throw something out there, so I had to jump in on that. So.
Well, I can't wait for Mighty Number 9 to come out anyways, because that's in a couple months from now anyway.
Yeah, finally. It kept getting pushed back, but yeah, it's finally coming. And that's supposed to be really good too. I mean, I think obviously when it's finally released, you'll be able to pick it up. You know, you'll still be able to buy it probably to download, but you know, you won't get all the fancy stuff. But
the whole physical copy thing too. I'm glad they're doing that.
Yep, they're doing that with this one too, and they've got if you pledge at the $100 level, you get that, and you get like special weapons that you can only get if you get the Kickstarter version. Apparently.
Oh, you know what? That actually bothers me because that's going to turn into a big junk online with people saying, "Oh, I got the special edition Kickstarter version, $5,000."
Yeah.
And then you don't pay it.
Yeah.
You steal it.
Borrow.
Yeah, it's just
borrow.
Just
but
borrow it.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't mind getting in on that $100 level because it would be cool to get the physical copy. But 28, I can swing $100. That's a little bit
Yeah.
much. But I don't know. I may be able to sell a couple hundred games and get enough money together to do it. But I don't know.
You
If it's
can
gonna be
probably
worth it the
just
rest of
you
the
can
year.
probably just sell 2 or 3 right now and you'd be good.
Probably.
Or your PlayStation 3.
Yeah. I probably could get rid of the PlayStation 3, honestly. But anyway.
Lame.
Yeah, so the Wii U thing, Mike, you were not down with that, right? You were kind of there was a bunch of people that were upset about Wii U not being released, and
Our good friend Mike Levy's a big advocate of Mike Tendo, as most people know him. He's a big advocate for the Wii U, and that's his console of choice this generation. Like a lot of people, they went out and bought the Wii U. They wanted to support Nintendo, and unfortunately, we're suffering from it. And I don't know if it's a case of they just don't think the Wii U is important enough, or if Nintendo's hard to work with. Like we heard other companies say, yeah, no, we're not working with them. So I don't know what the deal is there.
yeah, it could be any number of things. I've wondered about Nintendo for a while. I've kind of felt like their deal is Nintendo very much is geared toward. You guys might completely disagree with me, but the retro gamer, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Most people that are retro gamers gravitate toward the Nintendo products. They do. They not so much the other ones, but I guess apparently a larger percentage of the market is in the Sony and Microsoft area. So maybe that's why they're choosing that, is because they want to go to the bigger crowd. So let's market toward them.
Nintendo has their hand in everything, though, so I don't know why they keep on saying they're in some kind of struggle. You know what I mean? They're just
I don't know.
They're everywhere. Not as much. I wouldn't say that. Like 360, no, the Xbox One and the PS4, yeah, they're huge right now. But the Wii U it's still in there. I don't know what all this news is about Nintendo failing and the Wii U failing and all that stuff too. It's just it all depends.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, outside of unless it is just like Mike was saying, how allegedly Nintendo is really hard to work with, and maybe that's just shot them in the foot, and maybe especially independent developers, this is what this is now. This is which is weird to think of, but this is a completely independent game. Maybe it's even harder for them to get a foothold in with Nintendo. I don't know.
I've got a question for you. Has making games got too expensive for big companies? I mean, we look at these credits at the end, and there's team after team after team, like legal teams and everything like that. So everybody says, I don't understand why Konami just didn't make another Castlevania game like this. Obviously, there's interest. But wouldn't it be cheaper through a Kickstarter with like maybe 5-10 people working on a game than a team of 500 people like we see in the credits of each game working on it? Maybe $2 million is enough to make this game independently, but for Konami, we're talking maybe $30 million to make the same game.
Because you have to pay more people, obviously.
Yeah. And if you've got a legal team, forget about it. I mean, that $2 million would cover the legal team only, and I don't know. I mean,
the legal team's lunch, maybe.
Yeah, maybe for the first day.
Yeah, so I think it's easy. It's easy as us as fans to jump down like Capcom's throat, Konami's throat, and Rare's throat, and say, "Well, you guys should just do this." There's obviously interest out there, but I don't think anybody really stops and thinks about how big business video game developing has become. Even smaller games, you still have the same team, the same number of employees you got to pay each time around.
Well, it's kind of like listening to like your songs on the radio. The radio has to play those stupid songs that they're sponsored by, so obviously the game developers have to go by whatever trend is going so they can keep up. And if they chose to do what everybody said, it'd be a good idea, but they really can't. They have to go with the flow. Otherwise, we wouldn't. We have to get past everybody thinking that developers aren't listening. They probably already hear, but they just can't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're stuck.
Yeah.
So that's why people split off and do Kickstarters and do other games and stuff like that. And it's pretty cool that this generation that we're in, developers and people with these ideas can actually do that and raise $2 million within 3 days to go ahead and do something.
It'd be really cool if they could get the licensing rights as well, though. That'd be the cherry on top.
Yep.
Yeah, but especially now that the money is there. Konami definitely won't let go of that license now. They're like, oh well, then it's going to cost you 1.5 million for they're not going to move now because now they know.
Yeah, we're never gonna make another Castlevania, but yeah, you're not getting the license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
They just name it something different like they have been. Or
I can't remember who it was. It might have been Mike Tendo that mentioned that this was a while back. He posted on his Facebook page like it's going to be funny. He said it'll be funny if the day that Mighty Number 9 is released, that Capcom comes out and goes, "Oh wait, we've been working on another Mega Man game." I just think that would be funny, but messed up.
Yeah, you know what amazes me? Mega Man 9 and Mega Man 10, the downloadable games, like specifically on the Wii, I'd love to know what the sales number were on those compared to what they actually put into it, because it seemed like both those sold like gangbusters. People went nuts for them.
they came out with a few press release actual copies, not like the carts, but the box art and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, they did have a disc that actually came in a cartridge, if I remember correctly, for Mega Man 9.
Yeah, but the disc is like was photos and like press release stuff, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Cool to have as a collector, because apparently people that were getting their hands on them were selling them for like $25 million or something ridiculous.
There is a physical disc copy for the Xbox 360 of Mega Man 10. It comes on some kind of Capcom 3-pack.
Hmm.
This I did not know.
What came on a Capcom 3-pack?
I don't know the specific Capcom 3-pack, but there is a Mega Man 10 included with 2 other games for the Xbox 360.
Oh, I don't have that console.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. But they have a lot of those Konami classics on the Xbox 360. So, but as for the Mega Man one, I don't know. That's more of your territory, Chris.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to this game. Apparently, at one of the levels, you get a temporary tattoo, so
like a tramp stamp.
I guess you could wear it that way. Mike doesn't like tattoos.
No,
he doesn't.
I don't understand that.
It's because he has one and he doesn't want to show it.
He doesn't want anybody to know about it.
Oh my God! It's not that I don't like tattoos. I don't like tattoos on women. I don't find it appealing. That's all.
So only on men. Only on men.
Oh my God!
Like a little anchor on the forearm there.
Actually, I would like that.
Yeah, I bet you would.
God.
I don't know what that means. So,
Iceman.
A lot of people call their tattoos, their body art, their ink, if you will. And art's a cool thing. I paint personally. What about you, Mike? Do you ever paint?
I'm in the middle of painting right now.
Yeah, so why do you think painting is so dang expensive? It's the most ridiculous topic ever. I don't even know why I put this on the list.
Because we were joking around about topics, and I said, "Why is paint so damn expensive?"
Yeah.
But it really is. Me and my wife went out and we picked out paint for our living room and our bathroom the other day, and we got three cans of paint, and the guy was like, "Yeah, that's going to be $228," and I was like, "What?"
What colors did you get? Just get like white or black.
No, I got well, there it is. I got beer paint, this ultra premium one-time only paint, and it was like I don't know, some kind of olive green that was like Midnight in the Forest, and then the bathroom is a beige that's called Exploring the City. I don't know.
Sweet.
But the thing is about paint, this is ridiculous, but like that paint you got, it's actually, in my experience, has been good paint because I've painted with that paint, and in the long run, you will have spent less money buying the expensive paint than the cheap paint, because you'll get the cheap paint and you'll go, oh crap, that didn't look good. I need to go get another. You'll get like 15 cans to cover it, and before it all is said and done, you'll spend $4,000 on paint.
Oh yeah. You can see here in the office, my old game room here. There was 7 coats on this, 7 cans of paint.
7 coats?
7 coats.
What are you made of? You could have just stapled your bed sheets to your wall.
we wanted to go with this red, and for some reason this red, it came out of the can like hot pink, and it dries darker, right? So we put it on, and we could not get it to work. Like, this room was white before, and we primed it, and 7 coats later before it actually was reasonable looking.
Looks
So
good.
I'll never paint anything red again.
No. Yeah, we painted our old dining room red, probably about that same color, and it was a nightmare. Before we left the house, we repainted it white, and it you could tell it was repainted. I mean, it was a like slap it up there, let's get out of here kind of job. So.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So that was yeah. Paint is expensive. A good can of paint's probably at least $60, which is ridiculous. But it is what it is. And home improvement is not for the faint of heart. It is not.
Yes.
So,
It's
a great way to improve your home is to get rid of old stuff. You can get rid of couches and things you don't like. Actually, I wouldn't mind getting rid of some stuff around here. Maybe an animal or two. Just being real. I'm just kidding.
I have 4 cats and a dog.
Yeah,
I'm not
and an
gonna
ark.
get anything. In an ark.
A lot of people get rid of other things like Facebook friends. Apparently, there's been a huge trend in the Facebook purging of your Facebook friends. Let's talk about that first, and then we'll discuss the fact that it may be attention-seeking behavior. I've personally purged my Facebook account last year sometime. I don't know about you guys, but have you guys ever done that? You guys ever done the purge?
Trim the fat on people looking at your shit. Yeah. I also add a lot of people that I don't know as well.
Yeah. Well, that's what ends up. Frankly, I get a lot of friend requests from people that see me post and I guess know me from YouTube maybe, or just see me in other gaming groups that try to add me. And I used to let them add me, but I got kids and stuff like that. And I don't want them even though I got my privacy settings pretty cranked. So if you happen to see anything of mine, then I've probably got you in a special category or let you through. So yeah, I've had to go through and because I'll say I don't even know who this is. I don't even know this. I don't even recognize this name. And then after Facebook made everybody change their name to real names. It was like a nightmare. I was like, I don't even know who this is. They're out of here. I don't even know who it is. If they don't have those, look, no offense to you guys out there in Facebook, and I'm gonna cover my wife up like that. No offense to you guys out there in Facebook land and YouTube land or whatever that choose to use pictures of Wario or Yoshi or Sonic as your Facebook avatar. If I don't recognize you, and you're obviously not Sonic the Hedgehog, being my friend, you might get purged. And it's not attention-seeking behavior on my end.
No. Let's pace this a bit, because it's not the fact that you're actually purging your Facebook. I'm sure everybody does that, and you knock people off you probably don't want to talk to, or you don't want to see what they're posting. My issue is not doing it. My issue is promoting that you're doing it. Say, watch out, if you're still here after 3 o'clock, it means we're really friends. And I don't classify someone that I have on my Facebook friends list as a friend. So if I'm disappeared, I'm going to be honest, I don't really give a shit, because it's not like I'm at the store and the guy's going to come up to me and be like, hey, remember all the times we hung out? Well, after 4 o'clock, if I'm not at the store, you know what that means. They're friends. But it's those people that put that up that are trying to get the response to say, oh, man, don't take me off your friends list. I hope everything's okay. They're looking to get a response for doing that.
It's the ones that are if you're reading this, then if you were really my friend, you will cut and paste this shit. Fuck that. Yeah, I don't care. Delete.
Yeah, we've had friends that have done that. And,
oh yeah.
I'm not going.
It's just. I question the logic behind doing it and the reasoning for doing it, and I do think it is because they're going through some kind of mental crisis where they need attention immediately.
Yeah. Some of the ones that we have talked about in the past that have done that, they were in a spot where they were feeling bummed and they wanted somebody to reach out and say something. Say, I need you to reach out. Don't go, I'm going to purge you from Facebook if you don't love me, just say, look, I need somebody to talk to, man.
Easy. Yeah. It's an easy way to do it. And the reason why I brought that up, Chris, is because I've noticed a trend on Facebook, some of the people that I'm on Facebook with, and also in some of the trade groups of YouTubers that are on Facebook now indicating over Facebook that they're going to purge their YouTube subscriptions.
Oh, no.
I know.
Hey, I say, less on your feed, the less to deal with. You know what I mean? But if you want to really do something to get attention or more subs or keep your subs or you're not getting enough likes on your video, fuck it.
So are they? Is it they go on there and say, look, I'm unsubscribing to like all the channels that I'm subscribed to now. If what? Or they just make a blanket announcement like that.
A blanket announcement, and then they come back and they say, "Hey, everybody, I know you're really worried that I was going to unsub you, or if I did unsub you, realize it's nothing against you as a person. It's just that you don't entertain me, and I don't want to watch all the time. So I decided that I wasn't going to watch you. It's nothing against you personally. It's just I probably don't like your content. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just not for me. My problem with that is me. It's this me generation." I don't really give a shit what you're doing, man. You subscribe to me, you don't subscribe to me, I don't really care. I don't need to know about it. You do your thing, man. Do what you're doing. It's just, I hate stuff like this. Like, it's so stupid. If I am going to unsubscribe from channels or I'm going to do a purge, no one will ever know about it unless they, for some reason, have me on their list and they can check to see if I'm subbed to them. That's the only way they'll ever know.
Because looking too deep into that stuff, it really takes the fun out of it, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's...
For sure.
And it's not going to change my actions. Like, if someone honestly said, you don't watch, like, or click on my channels, I'm going to unsubscribe from you. I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
My life is not drastically different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it is. I've actually recently unsubbed a bunch of channels that I realized I don't watch anymore or have quit actually, I was going through my subscriptions and realized there were some channels I hadn't watched in so long that they had actually deleted their channel. But it was still showing up in my subscription feed.
Yeah.
On my subscription list. And I was like, well, I guess I don't even know that I could unsubscribe to those because the channel didn't exist anymore. So it was like eternally locked on my YouTube page.
Here's the thing. Why would you need to unsubscribe from a channel that's not making videos? It's not going to come up in your feed.
That's true.
Yeah.
Outside of the fact that the ones that I really like to watch, like click on my list and check out, get lost in the mix of the 3,000 that I'm subscribed to.
Yeah, it would be nice if they had a subscriber listing where it could be like most viewed, and then it highlighted those, the ones that you regularly watch, instead of just by alphabetized or whatever.
And it actually it seems to randomize them on mine. Like I'll see like Michael B. the Game Genie will be up the top. Then the next week it'll be like Game Sack, and then the next week it'll be like they're just all over the place.
Are you talking about your subscription bar over here, or what to watch?
The subscription bar over. Well, we're mirrored. The left side of the screen.
Okay, so yeah,
on my home feed.
Mine doesn't do that. It always goes like alphabetized. I thought about it and I was like, maybe I should change my channel name to like 1A Locksmith or something. So I'm at the top of everybody's feeds all the time.
111111111A. Or maybe an asterisk or something like that because I think those get alphabetized above. So that's clever. That's smart. Then you'd be the man. Then, Michael, you would matter.
Good. Maybe then I can find a lover.
Yeah. Don't say it too loud.
Mike is looking for a lover with tattoos. Stamp of anchors on the back of his hiney.
Right there.
Yep. Right on the knuckle.
Oh, what's that? That was when I was on the Missouri. 798 men went into the water that day. 2 weeks later, 300 came out.
It makes me want to watch that. Yeah, I don't know. The YouTube been purging your subscriptions. It's just that's a weird thing. Because it doesn't seem the same as like Facebook. You know, it's not the same. I don't know. It seems stupider to me.
But
That you purge the YouTubers versus
Yeah, like why announce that? Like why announce it? It just seems stupid to do it. Like I get it in Facebook, you know, you like there's a high probability you'll get some attention from it, but to announce it on Facebook that you're going to purge your YouTube accounts, like meh.
Nah.
Like, I've only got like 1,000 subs anyway.
You do
who
it
cares?
anyway. You do it regardless.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's like I always love it on like the trade groups. I don't know if you guys, you guys are on trade groups, and you'll get people that'll post, "I'm sick and tired of this trade group. It's just a bunch of bullcrap. I'm leaving right now." You know, well,
I left them all.
yeah, I think I've left every one of them except for maybe one, but that's because I'm still thinking about throwing some more of my games up in that one group. But I don't know. But I mean, just leave. If you're not happy with the group, just leave. But that's not what they want to make a big deal out of it.
Yeah, I left because, well, I'm just saying I left because there was just oversaturation of stuff that I didn't want, and it was making things unfun, so I just got out of them. You know what I mean? And the people that I do want to actually like trade and do whatever with, I'm already in contact with, so might as well keep it that way. And if they don't want to do it, then, you know, feed the beast and go to eBay.
Yep.
Some of those trade pages also they changed from trade pages to kind of like dick showing contests, just to show, oh look, I found these 19 like $1,000 games for $1 each, and you're like, oh cool, it's the 17th time you've done that. Here's your pat on the back. Like I don't care.
It's fun. It's funny you bring up the dick wagon thing because I mean it was you posted this the other like 2 weeks ago or whatever. How don't you remember whenever you bought a game just for the sake of playing the game or being excited about buying the game because it was a game you wanted to play versus how much it cost and how much it, you know, and and because I think earlier that day I'd seen someone post that they had found some ridiculously priced game for like $2 or something.
Was it Little Samson?
It was indeed.
That's what motivated my post.
Yeah, I had a funny feeling.
I missed that. I didn't get to see it. Darn.
It was a $2 Little Samson, and nothing against the guy who found it, because I don't know if I know him, but it's just everybody was like, "Oh man, yeah, $2 Little Samson," and it wasn't about like Little Samson's a great game, like it's really fun. It's not perfect by any means. Like the music is really repetitive, but it's a really cool game. No one talked about that. They were just like, "Oh, Samson, $2," and I was just like, you know what? I'm sick of this. This is like the 1,000th person I've seen find a $2 Samson. Like, how rare is it actually? I'm just sick of it. No one's talking about the game. I don't care.
Yeah.
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 But,
And yeah.
I was gonna say, would you say that we're more like that because we've been in the game for a bit, versus somebody that's just starting? Then that'd be more exciting to them.
You know what? That's a really good point, Stu. I never thought about that. Yeah, when you're doing this a while, like it just kind of, you're like, what's a big deal? But other people are just new, and they're like, oh my god, yeah, I never thought of that.
So, you know, I still do appreciate that fact for the new people finding stuff like that, but obviously there is a lot. Once they get to that point, they'll notice that there's a lot of that crap going on.
And I think you also got to take into account the age group too, because there's a bunch. I mean, the age group of people that collect now is like all the way across the board. So you've got guys that are our age that actually played those games when they were originally released, and we collect them because we love them. You know, like I had a goal of collecting all the box games I had as a kid. You know, that was like a personal goal, and some of them were like completely not rare at all. The Rocketeer for the NES, oh, no big deal. Some of them I would never be able to find. I'm never going to be able to find the box Tournament Fighters.
Yeah.
Never going to happen. But you know, if it happened, and that would be great. But I wanted them because of my childhood, nostalgia, whatever you want to say. But then you've got other cats on the other end that have jumped in there because of this huge explosion in the retro gaming community. That the part they see is the, $3, $300 game for $2, and that was what they were so focused on that they missed the point. And I mean, like even the Game Chasers have quit showing prices that they're getting stuff at. They don't really talk about it anymore. They don't. Well, they show the price they got it at, but not what it would be worth. Because they noticed that shift too, and they didn't want it to be about that. So.
But there's a thing now that because the time that we're in and the generation where they're in is that they can't collect because there's nothing to collect if everything's going towards the digital. You know what I mean? So that sends that wave of other people going back off to the retro stuff too.
Yeah.
You know, just times have changed.
Yeah.
I also think people are lying.
Yeah. I have no doubt that.
Yeah, people are paying full price for stuff and then putting like little $2 stickers on it and stuff like that. I'm
Stickers
not
and-
saying the person we saw, but I do think it happens.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, how could it not?
Yeah.
Mhm.
How could it not? I
Mhm.
mean, it's such an easy thing to lie about.
And it's for attention. I do think. I'm sorry, the negativity in me is coming out here now. I do think that's a.
So negative, Mike.
I know, horrible. How un-Canadian.
Yeah.
Hey, what kind of hat's under your hood?
San Francisco 49ers. I intentionally wore a hat tonight because I refused to wear one last week.
Oh, you're making up from last time.
Mm. Mm.
It's okay. I'm intentionally not freezing this time.
Mm.
I froze last time.
I'm proud of you. You've become a man. Stu's got a hat. Chris got to get a hat.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've got to unhook it so it'll fit over my headphones. So now I look ridiculous.
Nice.
Like I look like that guy.
that guy.
I don't know his
So,
name.
so Facebook and YouTube purging. Go ahead and do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to get rid of people? Get rid of people. Don't broadcast it. I don't care.
No.
I care that little about it.
Mhm.
And if you want to delete me as a friend on Facebook and or YouTube, have at it. You have my blessing. Go.
Elliot, I'll be right here.
Yeah.
Oh, so stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what else is stupid? Nintendo. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So Nintendo's going to be at E3.
Oh
And
yeah.
apparently they're bringing back the Nintendo World Championship at least for this. This is incredibly uncomfortable with my headphones on.
Okay, they are bringing back the Nintendo World Championship. Let's go back a little bit because everybody's freaking out about it.
Uh-huh.
No one knows what this championship's going to be. I don't think it's going to be the 1990 World Championship. Obviously, it's going to be newer games. But the way they announced the Nintendo World Championship return, the video at Reggie, was incredible. Like, what
I
a
haven't
load of
watched it.
fan service.
I haven't
It's
watched
basi-
it yet, so
It's basically our video where we did the working out for the Punch-Out video.
yeah.
That's what Reggie did. He worked out
Uh-huh.
like Nintendo items.
Mhm.
Guys, it was us
Shouldn't-
first. We
It
did
was.
it first. We did it first, viewers. Not Reggie. Not Nintendo. It was us.
Links will be
Right here.
below.
In
Right,
fact,
these
at
guys.
one point in the video, he was lifting up boxes, a Nintendo box, and I could see it was actually his face that was just, cut out very poorly and pasted over Stu's.
See?
That was, but I think it just get ready for a whole lot of more collectible swag from Nintendo.
Yeah.
With that.
Oh, man. Gravy train of wasted money. I feel like that's what's keeping them, like, that's what's really, like, has saved their bacon, so to speak, is the amiibos, and they know if they throw something out there, collectors are going to snag it up. They know.
But this is so un-Nintendo like because Nintendo for years were like, oh, everybody wants Earthbound. I got news for you. You can go F yourself. So for them to actually pay homage to their past and do some fan service, I'm really surprised by that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's partially because of the rumored trouble they're in? You think some of that might be, look, we really do need to, like, come up off this, like, jerk mode that we've been in for so long, and we really do need to give back to them because they genuinely love us regardless of what we do to them. They still love us. I mean, I don't know. I'm just looking for opinions. I don't have one.
Nintendo is evil, and
Yeah.
you should definitely not support evil people,
Mm,
and you should play indie games and computer games only.
Amen.
Guys, Tim McGraw's been drinking.
Surprise, surprise.
Herbert's Lemonade.
Yeah, I don't.
But-
What do you think, Mike? Do you think that that's kind of the mentality here? Is maybe they've kind of come to their senses a hair, maybe?
I don't know if they've come to their senses. I think that they're just throwing everything at the wall right now, to be honest. I don't think they're in trouble. I think people are making much more of that than it is. I mean, they made so much bank off that Amiibo stuff. It's ridiculous. And, I mean, the 3DS is massive. It's a cash cow. the Nintendo Wii didn't do very well, and there's no doubt about that, and it's not going to do very well. They've gone on to their next console, but hey, Nintendo's not going to close because the system didn't do well. I think we can all remember the Virtual Boy. GameCube wasn't amazing seller. I mean, the Wii may be the worst. It's actually the worst-selling console. The Wii U is actually their worst-selling console of all time, I think, below the Virtual Boy and everything.
Wow.
But, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, if you go back and look at the numbers. But it's still, they'll come back from this, I think. I think the problem going forward for Nintendo is they can say goodbye to third-party support. I think those days are gone. And actually, I think a lot of the console market's gone, too. I mean, we're looking at it now. Konami just dropped out. It's rumored that Capcom's going to drop out. Companies are just, they're not making console games anymore. So is it Nintendo dying, or is it the idea of console gaming dying?
Well, you know what I think.
I'm not trying to egg Chris on here. I'm just serious. It seems like it seems like, and I'm not saying computer gaming is going to take over, because I don't think computer gaming is going to take over. I think it's all mobile flash games. Yeah. Like we've talked about hundreds of times. The kids, they're addicted to it. You put a 3DS in front of them, they're like, nope, too complicated. I just want to tap. Tap, 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 tap.
Yeah.
Well, when's the last time somebody busted out like a board game?
Well, me and my wife do it pretty regularly.
Yeah.
We also play board games pretty frequently as well.
Oh! Guess. So I was thrifting, and guess what board game I saw? I saw Stratego, but with a G.I. Joe theme.
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Super awesome.
Yeah. It was pretty big. I didn't pick it up. I was like, it was pretty cool though. G.I. Joe Stratego.
That
is wicked.
Mm-hmm. There was also two Game Boys in the case for $35 a piece.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I saw that.
There is a Game Boy laying on my kid's floor right now that they just play with as they probably hit each other with it. I don't know. I don't care. It is not $35. You can come to my house and pick it up off my floor. You can have it.
The Game Boy's soul is crying inside.
Yeah.
But at least it's getting played with.
Yeah.
Didn't you already send Stu some broken Game Boys?
Yeah. I got more broken ones if you want them.
Can't fix them all, Chris.
No. Now this one's missing the battery cover. You don't want it. Like once the battery cover's gone, nah.
Duct tape,
worthless.
plastic tape.
Oh, okay. Going back, Nintendo at E3. We talked about the Nintendo World Championships, which everybody's excited about.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Nintendo have also opted not to do a live presentation again this year at E3. They're going to do another Nintendo Direct.
Of course they are. They want the traffic in their direction, not to be part of. They want to monopolize that attention. As well.
I think you're right, but I also think it's because, much like last year, their E3 this year is going to be kind of disappointing.
Oh yeah. Oh, another bad year from Nintendo. Surprise. No, I mean, but the thing that everybody wants them to talk about, they're not. They've already said that they're not going to talk about it. Everybody wants them to talk about the new proposed console, the NX.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I don't care about that either. I don't care.
That's the thing. That's what everybody's attitude. There's a lot of people attitude that is like, I know of people that just like don't care anymore. They're like, Nintendo's so right.
It's not that. It's that why can't they work on what they have now?
That's the completely valid point. They've got a solid system. I think they just need to work it, and they need to use it, and they need to.
Yeah, but Splatoon.
Yeah. Well, there's that. With your what is it? Product placements like nonstop. It's like playing I don't know of a game I could think of off the top of my head. That's
I think
Pepsi Invader.
I think Splatoon is actually region named a little bit differently. It's Splatoon in North America, but in Japan it's called Bukkake.
I've seen this game. I've never played this game, but
we've seen that game before.
Yeah. So much
Splatoon.
So much ink. It is a 4-player compatible game though. 4 or more. I mean, you can get up to 16
Oh yeah,
players in there.
I think online you can get 38.
I'm not familiar with that version. Yeah,
Too messy. Too messy.
Link will be in description below.
On top of the NX not being shown, they've also came out and said they're not going to talk about the delayed Legend of Zelda game. Miyamoto's not going to have his crazy controlled. Stu, are you playing Breath of Fire 2?
No, I'm
He's
looking
playing
at I'm looking at my zombie antivirus spray. Sorry.
It's okay. But I don't know what they're going to talk about, and I don't know if I'm going to watch another Nintendo Direct ever again, because the last one I watched, all they talked about was DLC and amiibos.
Yeah.
Lies. You watch it. It's Nintendo. You watch it.
I'm not watching it. It was
you watch it. You'll watch it. You will. If it's Sony, I'll buy it.
Pre-order it.
No.
Yeah. If it's on
You know what
Steam,
Nintendo should do? Nintendo should show VHS tapes of all their Nintendo Directs and then have it as a commemorative video.
You know how many copies they sell of that, though?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You have neckbeards lining up at GameStop pre-ordering those VHS tapes. You know it.
Has video game collecting and like memorabilia collecting really just become a farce? Like, here we are talking about the stupidest thing ever, and we're like, yeah, people will buy it. And I don't know if we're joking.
I'm not. I really think people would. I think people would show up to pre-order the VHS Nintendo Direct tapes. I think they would. I am not kidding. I think they would. I think they would.
That's legit. They would. Yeah. Why not?
I mean,
it's rare.
It's rare. It costs.
Like if you limit it 1 to 100, I think somebody would be down for that.
Yeah. Yeah. With a limited Nintendo Direct VHS release of 1,000 copies.
Well, look at the
gold
PS4, the anniversary. What is it? 20th of the PS4. That one.
Oh yeah.
And how much were those going for? Like $100,000.
Yeah.
Ridiculous money. Crazy money.
I think it was a little less than a PS4 with PT downloaded on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also ridiculous. It's so. And I think that's kind of feeding what you're saying, is that the collecting in general has just become, what? Why would you spend $10,000 on a console just because it's got a fancy paint job? Let's be frank. That's at the end of the day, that's all it is. It's a fancy paint job.
Well, that's how I felt about all the limited editions of like the 3DSs and shit. Why do you need like 20 different versions of that?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, fine. If you want the Legend of Zelda one, you love Legend of Zelda, go for it. Get that one.
Yeah.
You don't need to get the Legend of Zelda XL or the XXL or the 2DS XL, 3DS XL.
Or the new 3DS XL Vita PewDiePie.
PewDiePie. You don't need that. You don't need it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm an advocate for those of you out there that can afford and want to have 2 consoles. I get it, because you got to have a backup. Something happens, you'll be screwed. You know, I get it. I get that. Especially games like PlayStation 2s and like finicky consoles that something could happen. Fine, have 2, have 3. Fine, but to have every single version that's released, I'm like hiding behind the mic. I don't even know what's going on.
Well, then they might as well buy 2 of each, then, right? 2 limited editions.
You know, OK Chief is out there somewhere, if he's watching this, saying, "What are you talking about, fools? I've got like 50 3DSs." Yeah. He does have 50 3DSs.
Get him rain.
Yeah.
He found them in a dumpster though, so it's okay.
They were freaky.
That's probably all right. But yeah, I mean, fine. I mean, it's your money. Spend it how you want. But I mean, all you're doing is feeding that machine, and they're just gonna, companies will just continue to release that kind of thing because they know you'll buy it, and they won't release, like in the case of like the Wii U, they won't go and make good games or release good games because they know they can just throw another 3DS out there, make another quick billion off of you, and that's that.
I think the real thing.
How come they haven't made the Wii U Mini yet?
Give them a month.
Prediction:
it'll be
Wii
gold.
U Mini.
Yeah, it'll be Amiibo edition Wii U Mini.
I don't think they've been able to find a way to decrease the size of it yet. I also think they originally when they sold that at like $100 loss each system.
Yeah,
So,
apparently.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, as a system, I'm still, I've said that I want one, a Wii U. I'm not interested in any of the other consoles, honestly. I'm not.
I'll play Fatal Frame for you, Chris. If you don't want
Thanks,
to buy
man.
it.
Just do a, shoot some gameplay footage of it just so I know what it's like.
Oh, you'll definitely want to get one. You know they have DS games on the Virtual Console now. You can play DS games.
Oh, that's cool.
With the gamepad and then the other screen on the TV.
Too much.
No, it's good. It's good.
No, well, as long as you're not like, I don't know. I feel like I would be like really weirded out with too big of a TV. Do you know what I mean? Like it could be just too much for me. I just. Oh, it's like watching porn in 3D,
That's what you get. You get
Why
a projector.
aren't there any
for
girls?
that.
What?
Get a projector for that.
Why aren't there any girls?
No, Uncle Tony, I don't like this movie. What are we watching?
Yeah. VHS tape. VHS tape.
Like Uncle Tony always used to say, breathe through your nose. He's a cool guy.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's great. I don't know. I mean, but I of all the consoles, Wii U would probably something I would be interested in. For I think I want the Nintendo Land game. That's pretty much it. That's all I want.
Nintendo Land's fun.
I don't have that one yet.
Really? Of all of them, that's probably the only one so far. But I've only played like that, and
I don't know if it's easily for sale now. I think you might be able to get it secondhand, but I don't think it's still in print.
Yeah.
Like they sell copies publicly.
Now I have to get it.
Is it digital? I gotta buy 9 copies now.
Yeah. No, I seen it for 20. I'm waiting for it to get under 10. Then I'll get it.
Yeah.
But if it's just a demo deal, I'm not worried about it.
It's not a demo. Like people said that, but it's just basically it's kind of like a Mario Party game. It's a bunch of fun mini games that you can play.
Mario.
Mario Party.
It would be,
Mario.
I don't know what other game. I played the Metroid one on there, and I played the.
Did you play the Legend of Zelda one?
Is that the one where you all are? Don't you all have like bow and arrows or something? And you're all like fighting toward a castle or something like that. I feel like I played it.
Yeah.
Zipper masks.
That was something else. Oh.
But there's that one. The Pikmin game was fun. There's a Donkey Kong like tilt game that's really cool.
Oh yeah, because you can blow on the microphone and it like spins the fans and stuff like that. That's pretty cool.
I haven't played. I want to play There's some games that you can't play by yourself, and I don't have any friends, so I didn't play the like Mario Chase game. I really want to play that, and I think the Luigi's Mansion has to be played multiplayer too.
That was the one reason I wanted it. The second I played, I was like, oh yeah, this is fun. Because you get to be a ghost and no one can see you. You got the controller. It's really cool. It's a really good game.
I'm gonna check that one out.
Yeah.
Check that out maybe.
So is there anything in the Facebook on the Facebook page or anything like that you guys want to talk about?
Let me take a look. There was a couple.
One question is, any E3 predictions now that schedules are being released? Looking forward to hearing. Wait, did I cut that? Wait, any E3 predictions now that schedules are being released?
I have no clue who's going to be at E3. I have not even.
How about thoughts on some of these upcoming spiritual successors, like Mighty Number 9 or Bloodstained?
We kind of talked about that. I'm all about this Bloodstained. My number 9. I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out. I'll probably pick it up on Steam. But yeah, it'll be fun.
What do you think? What do you think of Yooka-Laylee?
I've never.
I never played any of the games. I never played any Banjos. Yeah.
I didn't ever play any of the Banjo-Kazooie games, so I don't really have a leg to stand on in this, so to speak. So I can't really.
I had Banjo-Kazooie growing up, but I always found those games kind of like overwhelming. Like I was like, okay, I got 13 puzzle pieces. How many more? What? It's like 100. Jesus, I can't be doing this.
Yeah.
Well, it was because Mario 64 was out, and you had to do all that stuff, so you had to have through another one with another character and blah blah blah.
Yeah, it was good, but it just seemed really long. But the ukulele thing actually made me want to go back and play the 2 Banjo-Kazooie games, specifically the first one, to actually go back and finish it finally.
Yeah. I wouldn't consider myself a completionist by any stretch of the imagination, but if I start in that direction, I find myself committed to that direction. So if I'm moving in a direction to like really do everything, if I don't do everything, it's going to kill me, you know. And I already know now that I'm not going to get a full 200% on Symphony of the Night. I know.
What are you at now?
I'm at like over 100%, but because when I finished, I beat Richter and it was only like 94%. And I was like, nope, not gonna happen, because I've already missed 6% somewhere, something I missed, and I'll get done with like 192% or something, and it will kill me.
But you can go back and forth between the castles, can't you, Stu?
Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah. So I mean, you can go back and find that, Chris.
Just make sure you make 2 save files.
Oh, I always do that.
Okay. Just don't use just one.
I'm like a crack fiend on that. Like I used to keep like 5 and 6 save files going, like Silent Hill 2. Oh yeah, I filled up a memory card playing through that game the first time.
Separate memory cards though?
No, not yet. No,
Yeah.
only one. But I filled the whole memory card.
Oh, that's
Hey,
great.
kids today, they'll never know the horror of the memory card, or losing power in the middle of a game and completely frying your memory card. That's wonderful. Good times. Great times. Yeah, it's nightmarish. I don't. Yeah.
So, what do you think is going to be the next spiritual successor with the old games? What other one's going to pop up out of nowhere that won't suck? They did Double Dragon, that one sucked. They did Ninja Turtles, that one sucked. River City Ransom, they didn't do that sucked too.
Those were spiritual successors? They did a spiritual successor to Ninja Turtles?
They were like remakes on the newer systems, so I guess that kind of counts too, right?
Are you talking about Double Dragon Neo?
Yeah.
A lot of people like that. I've never played it, so I can't comment. But
it's on sale on Steam. I keep debating on whether or not to buy it.
A lot of people really liked it, but that might be the territory because, like, I recently bought Super Double Dragon, and a lot of people hate that game. But I'm like, are you kidding? I love this. So there seems to be 2 minds about Double Dragon: the people that hate Super Double Dragon, who then also hate Double Dragon Neo, and then the people who like Super Double Dragon and say Neo's great.
Oh, well, they also have the Toe Jam and Earl one too, right?
Was what?
Yeah, they're redoing Toe Jam and Earl.
They were trying to do the Kickstarter tried. I don't know that it took off though.
Ah, that's weak.
And
But they really can't. They can't redo a game like that because they tried that with 2, and then 3 just flopped. So it really depends on how they're making the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't heard any news from Toe Jam and Earl ever since it came out. So I was wondering if that went through or not.
I don't think it did. I think it fell flat. I think the other one they tried to do was they tried to do a Mutant League Football.
They tried to do Boogerman.
They tried to do Boogerman too. Yeah, they did. Yeah. That didn't go through, and Mutant League Football didn't work out, which would have been cool to see. You know, now like on modern graphics, that'd have been really cool to see, but there just wasn't enough interest, and I wasn't. This was the first time I've ever been like, I was like drawn, emotionally, because it's a series, a game series that I genuinely love, and I didn't even realize how much until I got like wet my pants, giddy schoolgirl excited when I saw that there was a new game coming. So
what other games would you pull from the past to bring now to try to redo it? Well, besides Streets of Rage, they can redo that. But
honestly, I'd do a side-scrolling Ninja Gaiden.
It's funny because I was just thinking Ninja Gaiden. That's so funny.
You guys are one. You guys are one.
Yeah, we are one.
You guys are one.
We are on 2 similar wavelengths. I hit my.
To get it to work, we could all be in the same screen, but it's hard to time it. Anyway, doesn't matter. So. Well, on our screen, I see all 3 of us at the same time. So if we can do it, your arm would be my arm, and
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Human centipede.
on the stream. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's the stupidest thing. I'm sorry. Yeah, it would be good to see a new Sonic game, and maybe a Sonic. Maybe they should wear like scarves.
No, you're trolling now. They actually did a Sonic 4 there a little while ago. Did either of you guys play that?
I've got. They split it in 2 episodes or something like that.
Yeah, 2 episodes.
I've got episode 1. It's all right. I mean, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't. It feels slow. Like it feels the controls are really. It's strange. I'll just put it that way. It's just strange. Like the jump doesn't feel right. If you played any of the old Sonic, especially Sonic 2, because I played Sonic Splayed, I splatooned all over Sonic 2 so much. I played Sonic 2 so much that I was so used to the mechanics, the physics in that game.
Yeah.
That when I went back and when I went and played Sonic 4, just the jumps felt really. I couldn't time them right because he didn't move right. It just didn't move right.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's just how I don't know what it was, but it just wasn't right. So I didn't bother with the next one.
It sucks.
Yeah. So it just wasn't good enough for me. Now I went back and I did play Sonic Generations, and that was
good.
Pretty decent. That was pretty decent. It felt more right, and I did like the 2 worlds in one kind of thing that they went for. It was fun. I don't know that. I'm glad I bought it like on super dollar menu mode, but as far as any other, I don't know. Altered Beast. I'd like to see a new Altered Beast. I think I'd like to see that come back.
They tried that, but only in Japan.
Oh yeah, did they?
It was on the PS2.
Dang.
Borrow it from the internet.
I will be borrowing that later on.
Are you sure that's Japanese only?
Yeah. Unless it's PAL as well. Anyone in Europe could tell us about that?
Yeah, you might be right there, but yeah. It was not good.
So we gonna move this to the Konami dealie?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Sure.
Stu keeping us on track. What a
Thank
man.
you, buddy.
Word.
So what was the thing? Sorry.
So it says Konami versus Super Bunny issue, and what does it mean for YouTube journalists?
I don't know what this means. What does this mean? What is Super Bunny?
Super Bunny's a journalist.
Is he?
Mm-hmm. Whose topic was this? Who wrote it down?
I knew it was Dom, but I don't know.
No, that's a different one.
Oh.
Well, basically what they're saying is how did the whole fallout happen between Konami and what facts are actually true between Hideo and all that stuff? And they're saying that they're saying that some person is probably not credible, but they're saying a lot of things that could be actually legit. But they're also saying since Hideo is known for doing all these like pranks, it could be a prank as well. But who's gonna prank about losing millions and millions of dollars and getting fired? So.
Yeah, an idiot would.
Or demoted. They're saying he's demoted, or
Well, first of all, if your only media outlet that you work on is YouTube, I don't really consider you a journalist. And that might be unfair of me. That might be a jerk thing for me to say.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's what you do, you're not a real journalist. If you write articles and you get them published on a website, okay. But if you're alone in your bedroom making videos and claiming that you're a journalist, you're not a journalist. You're alone in your bedroom.
That you're talking about the terms of a professional, and realistically, a professional means if you are receiving income to provide a service, you are a professional in that field. It depends on the level of income and if it's sustainable. So technically, they could be a journalist, a professional journalist, if they're receiving income for doing so, even if it is blogging in their bedroom while not wearing pants.
Mm-hmm.
Not wearing pants.
You're a professional.
But a lot of people are still quick to hop on whatever bandwagon's going on the internet because they say the person says it's whatever news, you know what I mean? Until they actually figure out what's going on.
Yeah, Johnny Millennium, Happy Console Gamer, had a similar video up because he got a video that was copyright strike because he talked out about Konami or something along those lines. I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You missed that one?
Yeah, I didn't get that one.
Oh. Well, I mean, Obviously I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't even know this was a thing. I didn't know what was going on with any of this. I didn't know anything about
Oh,
it.
really?
So no, I mean I mean once I found out this new game was coming out, I didn't care about anything else anymore.
Oh, Konami did announce today. I don't know if you guys seen. There's a couple of videos up. Like Alpha Omega Sin jumped on it, and a couple other people. That Konami officially announced today that they're no longer making console games. Everything is mobile games now from their company.
Mm-hmm.
Another domino falls, right?
Yeah.
I mean it's another.
Well, it's not like the whole company, because if you go back to whatever they are in Japan, is that they make gaming, electronic devices, all that stuff. They
Yeah.
even went as far as to making a Contra casino game, but currently in Japan they're having some kind of gambling issues where they want to actually legalize it because it's illegal there now.
Yeah.
So
Wait.
they're making money, but they're just not making money with console games.
A Contra casino game?
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
That
A
sounds
Contra
like the
slot
coolest,
machine.
that's the coolest thing. I want a Contra slot machine
Yeah.
in my house.
You pull down on the handle.
It's so awesome. S S S S. Awesome.
You're gonna go play it now.
You better believe I will put in that cheat code like
Yeah,
a
but,
boss.
Well, it doesn't matter if these larger companies go down anyways, because with these Kickstarters and this Igavania, you know that things are gonna get made.
I think that's probably the biggest thing to take away from everything we've talked about is that even if the big companies fall apart and they fade away, I think the wave of the future is independent development and Kickstarters and things like that. I really think that's where we're going. I think that's the direction it's taking. I mean, heck, even like Game Study One, John is involved with. They're producing a console, or they're attempting to. You know, they want to make this
Jaguar looking thing.
Yeah, it actually is a Jaguar. They use the shells of the Jaguar to make a new console. Hopefully they've improved and added a dust cover to the top there. There's a fly in it, driving me nuts. Hopefully they've added a dust cover for the game slot, but
and it's not just an RF out.
Yeah, it's a pretty. I mean and even the gameplay footage of the test footage. I don't know, Mike, if you've seen any of the gameplay footage. It looks. You should check it out. It looks like a really genuinely fun, old school feeling game. It looks good, and it looks like it's going to play good. And it just, I mean, like I said, I really think this whole Kickstarter thing, independent development across the board, is kind of the direction we're moving in terms of hardware development, software development, everything about it. I really think that's where we're going to end up in probably the next 5-10 years. It'll almost all be independent developers, and everybody. You know.
Then it should be cheaper. It should be cheaper at the same time too, versus going towards the top tier developers and gamer. The PS4, blah blah blah. You can go for this other console that just uses what they. It's like, could you draw a better picture with crayons, or could you make a more detailed picture with pen and paper?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You want something.
No, I was gonna say, allow me to play devil's advocate for a minute. Okay. Well, anyways, is there a concern though? Because primarily when you go with these indie developers, their modus operandi, what they want to do, is it's online streaming gaming. So for collectors to say, "Oh man, we got to go with all these indie developers and what they're developing. It's fresh, it's fun." Are we really then helping kill the idea of physical media?
Not if they keep physical media still there, because is Gamesters cart based or what?
It is cartridge based.
Well, I'm not talking about Gamester. I'm talking about that's cartridge based, and they're doing their own things. But like going back to Igavania
for the mainstream people.
Yeah,
I mean.
Yeah.
I don't see them as going back to whatever they were, because even optic-based media, CDs and Blu-rays, they're trying to eliminate that with all the flash drives and all the, solid-state drives in the computers and all that stuff. It's all going to just get out. It's just,
yeah.
It's easier.
Anything, go ahead.
I was saying it's more easier. It's faster loading times, so it just makes more sense.
Yeah.
And less to break down. It's just like how how cars used to be mechanical, now they're trending to like electric, and where they don't use any emissions, and they're all electronic, so it's less to mess up. You know what I mean? More efficient.
I'm not going to be happy till everything works like it did in Demolition Man in the future.
What are the shells?
That's 2 credits, Chris Spartan.
I love that part when he walks over and is like, "You son of a bitch, motherfucker!" I love that part. No, in terms of physical medium, I don't know that it will completely go away. I think if anything, I was looking at this. I was thinking about this thing right here, my little SD card. I mean, this thing is 64 gigabytes.
Oh,
I mean, you could 64 gigabytes on that. I mean, if anything, I think if physical medium continues to linger, it will no longer be disk. They'll move to stuff like that. They'll move to like solid state storage and stuff like that, so that you can still get a physical copy of something.
Yeah.
But it's not.
But isn't that technically what a DS game is now, and kind of like a Vita game?
Yeah, and I think it's going to be that way across the board, though. Not just for handhelds. I think it's going to eventually, and I think consoles are going to get smaller. I think eventually they're going to shrink the form factor down, and they'll probably rely on the cloud for your processing power, and because they can already kind of do that. They can draw power from other systems. Apparently, the Xbox One does that. So
He-Man did that too. With the Sword of Grayskull? He
did. He drew his power from the cloud. But yeah, I think that's the direction. If physical medium continues to stay around, I think that's where it's going to go. To stuff like that.
Which will suck. But we'll be dead by then, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's funny that you mentioned that, because you remember when the Neo Geo X came out, and they were kind of excited originally. And then they said, yeah, there's going to be games coming out for it. When they found out the games were just on like standard SD cards, they were like, this thing's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. The quality of the picture got to them too, and it wasn't as built or made as the older stuff was, so they're upset with that too. But
did anybody really expect it to be as well put together as the original?
I don't think so. Well, mainly people got it because it's a handheld, and they were just re-releasing something just like they re-release everything else that's nostalgic. You know what I mean? It's like what would they make, like a new NES that plays carts but current? They haven't done that yet. Well, I guess they did like the Retron shit, but a Nintendo-based retro console.
That's what the NX is going to be.
Is it?
Yeah, I guarantee it. No, I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Can you imagine if Nintendo did release like some kind of like relatively cheap system and then sell like the NES games on SD cards? They'd make money again.
Yeah. Oh, and to make the SD cards look like carts, old school carts, that'd be. Oh my gosh, I might go back to Nintendo.
Well, they did.
Can you imagine losing those carts? Like, crap. Where is Contra?
Where's my $1,000 Flintstone Surprise at Dinosaur Peak?
Yeah. I only got it for $2 at Goodwill.
I heard something about it. So what do you guys think of now that the GameStop thing? I know we talked about it last podcast, but now that you can talk, Chris, what do you think is gonna? What do you think the future of that's gonna be?
I don't know, man. I think for a while it will probably stay online, like an online only thing for quite a while. I think they really want to test the waters of it and see if this trend with the retro pricing and stuff is going to continue, like the whole retro collecting is going to continue. I think if it doesn't, I think they'll stop. But
yeah, that's my.
You don't think they'll get out if it's not going to stick around?
This hobby's going straight up, man. I saw a guy selling Super Mario Bros. 3 online today for $50. Loose cart Super Mario Bros. 3, and someone messaged him about it.
Oh my God!
Everything's out of control. Up is down. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria.
Look, guys, if you guys want a copy of Super Mario Bros. 3, in the box, it's in great shape. $200. Shoot me a PM on the Playing with Power fan page.
Someone else locally was selling a Power Glove with no sensors or anything. It was just like box glove, $400.
I'm moving to Canada and selling all this junk, and then just moving
It's like
back.
it's like everything's double the price up there. It's weird.
Double and triple. It's bizarro world.
Mhm.
I don't even know what's gonna happen. Yeah, I
And,
don't
like, someone wrote him back and said, your price seems a bit high on the Power Glove, and he said, hey, I said or best offer.
know. Hey, man.
Or best offer. I don't wear a watch anymore. My time's on my phone.
I wish that's how, you know. I wish that's how. I can't even think of the procedure I want to get done. Vasectomies work.
Mhm.
Or best offer, man. All right, $200. I'll bring my own. I'll bring my own.
Those groups though. Those groups.
That's more of that too, like those groups, you know, trade groups and things like that, price gouging and things like that, because they know they can, and I don't know. That's part of the reason why I left all of them and made a point to announce it in a big announcement post I put all over Facebook right after my announcement post about me unsubscribing to everybody. So I'm still subscribed to you. I still like you.
Nice.
And eventually I may not like you anymore, and I'll unsubscribe you. So just
And you're
know,
gonna know about
that, that you're walking a tightrope with me. And if you don't keep me entertained, you're gone. And to you 8 or 10 or so people that unsubscribed me this week, I don't care.
Well, honestly, that's another reason. That's another reason I brought this up, because I'm wondering if there's not a trend now. Because it's not like I just saw one person doing this. I saw a few people post this up, and I'm wondering if there's a trend with people purging, and that's why you've noticed the drop you've noticed in the last little while.
I don't know. Maybe I know that when I actually went and looked at my analytics the other day. That's the easiest way for me to find comments now, instead of having to like go to individual. I just bring up my comment list on my dashboard, but when I actually looked at it, I think about half of the ones that I lost were actually accounts that got closed. So I mean, that's I don't care either way, but whenever I happened to notice that, I was like, oh, okay, well that makes sense then, because they.
Well, so some people get sensitive about that, whether it be one or two, like a day or whatever. They're like, "Oh, I'm doing something wrong."
Yeah. Well, but I mean, you know, I think the whole YouTube community has shifted in that direction where you feel like you've got to be doing something, and you kind of you get guilty of. I mean, I personally get guilty of like looking at that number too much, and I have to check myself and remind myself that number doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, the 20 people that watch my video are the ones that matter.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I make a point now. Have you guys seen my new end card yet? You should go watch it. If don't watch, I don't care if you watch the whole video. Just watch the end card. It's worth watching just for that. I took down my old end cards on these last couple, and it's just like the subscribe button, and I just said, you know, I want to remind everybody that I do not have a Patreon account. I don't need your money. Please don't donate anything to me. Just click subscribe. That's all I want. And then the next one is like the next one I did was like, I'm not trying to sell you any razors, and I don't want you to donate to a Patreon account. Just subscribe.
Just make a collaboration of all your end cards.
That's what I just post that.
Oh yeah, I never thought about that as a money doing device. It's big on like podcasts, but I have seen it on some videos. Like JonTron does it. It's like the Audible thing. Like instead of making your money through AdSense or anything like that, you say, "Hey, you know how you could really help me out? Go to Audible, and if you want to buy this book on tape, just go through audible.com, JonTron." Yeah.
I think you gave me an idea for my next.
You just helped out JonTron.
How dare you? He's a deity.
I've
never watched a single one of his videos.
Are you serious? I really actually do enjoy him. I find him funny.
Never have.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's probably very entertaining. Never watched any of his videos.
He is very funny and hell of a singer. Hell of a singer.
The only YouTubers I care anything about are myself.
I watch a lot of the smaller, unique, underground channels like AVGN, JonTron,
Who's that guy?
Game Grumps. I don't watch Game Grumps.
I can't stand Game Grumps.
Something else I wanted to talk about, you guys. I still am on some of these trade groups and stuff like that, and there's been a big movement lately with people buying repro and homebrew games. Like there's a Final Fantasy VII NES game going around that everybody's trying to buy up.
That
There's
one
a
looks
couple
cool.
other, yeah, there's a couple other of these games that have come up, and I find it so amusing that this hobby of repro games and these hack games and stuff like that have come up recently after GameSack did a video talking about these reproduction games.
It's funny, I almost put that on the list. I swear to you, when I was going back through our chat, I was like, I should mention this, but you know what?
I picked up a few of these repro games too. They're right here. This is a repro. This is a repro. This is a repro.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the ones that were paid for, like through Telltale Game. Not Telltale.
Yeah,
What's the company, Chris?
Telltale's the big one that has the really nice Time Walk.
Time Walk Games. That's the one. Yeah.
Time Walk. Yeah, it is funny, and bigger channels can say what they want, and they can say that don't blame our channel because of the inflated prices of games. Don't blame our channel for this. Don't blame. But it's psychology, man.
Yeah.
Oh, these insanely popular people are playing these games. Well, I should check them out. It's duh. Of course they're going to go, and so now all of a sudden everyone's like always been into it. Oh, I've always loved repro games. I've always been way into that.
Huge fan. Big fan since the beginning.
It's always been my thing. But I think you've got it's a valid observation for sure, and I think there's substance to it because I do believe that I believe these guys jump. I believe there's a lot of bandwagons and everyone's always hopping on top of one for whatever.
Well, that's what YouTube videos too.
Yeah.
Well, whatever's cool, whatever's hip, you're gonna go ahead and get on that train, and then get those subs and get those views. Stuff what I mean, but.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not saying everybody's into it because there's a guy that does videos for Retro Liberty on Fridays. I don't know if this is still happening, but he does reproduction roundup. Yep. Yeah. What's his name again? Is that Sean Tendo?
Bob Dylan.
You're not helping me. I believe it's Sean Tendo.
Shania Twain.
Well, okay. Anyways,
you would know.
Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton.
It is Al Sharpton. It's Sean Tendo. Sean Tendo 64. His name is.
Anyways,
there is a group out there of people that do collect repro games, and there is a market for it. I'm not saying that the only people who are doing this now watch the GameSack video. I'm just noticing a heightened hike in activity, and I think it is relative to the video they released.
Sure.
Like Stu's not going to admit to this, but right around the time that Stu got a Sega Master System, we were talking about it, and the reason we started talking about it was we watched the GameSack video on the Master System.
No, don't think so.
I disagree. Yes, it was.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily.
I got it because I ran out of other things to collect, so I wanted something that I didn't have.
It's not necessarily sheep either, though. Like, to be clear, I mean, because sometimes I've watched videos, Mike. I've watched some of your top 10 videos and go, oh yeah, that would be cool to play that game, or you know what I'm saying? Like, so sometimes it just jogs like, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind checking that out. But you do have on the other end of the spectrum, you've got those that are like, well, GameSack says this is awesome. I must buy every single repro game that's ever been made. And you're right. There are some sheep out there that just follow whatever. But you pick and choose. I guess.
So are you saying you've never watched any of my top 10s, Chris?
You make top 10 videos?
Yeah, I did a top 10 Super Nintendo.
I didn't even know. I'm just kidding. Yes, I watch your top 10 videos.
Yeah, but sometimes like you'll watch a video and you'll find out a game you never knew about. Like I didn't know there's this really cool Dick Tracy game on the Genesis, and now I'm hooked. I gotta find this game.
Yeah.
On the Genesis.
On the Genesis. Genesis.
The Genesis.
Genesis.
Metal Jesus.
Yeah. Well, guys.
So the new thing is that all YouTubers are going to come out with new consoles under their own name.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a Michael B. the Game Genie console. They're going to have a Wicked Game Guy console.
Yeah. Mine's small and inadequate.
Oh, just like those stupid loot crates. They have those too, right?
Oh my gosh! Can I tell you about how many Loot Crate videos I see on my feed? I'm done with that.
Yes.
I'm just gonna keep writing down all these sponsorship videos, like slams. I'm gonna be starting doing. That's all I'm gonna do.
I'm saying this now. Patreon Loot Crate.
The
You
Patreon.
open it, it's just money. You open it, and it's just money.
Hey, do you like audiobooks? Well, buy my audiobook under Patreon Loot Crate Audio Blocks.
That was good to me. That was good on my insides. Guys, we've done this for an hour and a half.
Let's get out of here. Word to your mother.
Yeah.
Ice, ice, baby, too cold. Too
Yeah.
cold.
Too cold.
Ice, baby, too cold. Too cold.
He's just, Mike in his shaggy chair is out of here.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm calling it quits. I'm done. I'm done. I got to take these contacts out. They're drying out. So yeah, I got contacts now. I don't wear glasses anymore. I'm not a loser.
Now 14% more sexy.
Yeah. Wait. We're moving on up here. Now if I just clean this pigsty behind me, we'd really have something going.
He's going places, not college, but places.
Back alleys with tiny pipes.
What's this hose? What's all this cream in there? All right.
Jesus.
You started with the bukkake thing.
What? It's just a Japanese name for Splatoon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I heard. Oh Jesus. Anyway, good night. I'm done. You guys can say good night, and then I'm gonna end this thing.
See you guys later. Go ahead to the fan page, and Mike, go ahead. I'm sorry I cut you off, but all right.
That's okay, man. Good night, everybody.